Shalom, shalom, salem, salem, and welcome to Zenternal Music. Um, this video is entitled "Know uh, the path to the kingdom of heaven." And so let us get started. Um, so I was just reading through Matthew chapter 13, and I listened to the whole thing, and it's very beautiful. And it's beautiful how in our struggles in our life that we come across certain things that will stick out to us at certain times. A lot of times we'll hear certain things. It might not be the time for us to hear something, but then there's a certain time that whoa, and it just pops out, and you just want to praise the Most High, right? And so that kind of just happened to me while when I read this chapter. So the beautiful thing about this chapter is where the Lord, the Mashiach, is talking about some parables of this life and how some souls are of him and some souls are actually of the serpent or the evil one, right? The devil. And so even that right there kind of tells us that some people that exist even on the earth today, and there's a bloodline out there somewhere that actually is demonic, whether people want to believe it or not. It's the truth. The Mashiach is all truth, and so there is an evil bloodline that still exists, and we could go into all that stuff, but that's not my main point of this video. So the beautiful thing about this video, this thing that happened, I'm just reading through it. So um, the way, knowing the way, the pathway. If you read in Matthew chapter 22, the 22nd chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, he talks about, um, he says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and might. Love the Lord your Elohim, and do unto others as you, and love your brother as yourself, right? Do unto others the golden rule, right? And he says, among these two precepts hang the whole law and the prophets. And he was explaining that's the way to life. But to make it clearer, I'm not bringing a new concept. I'm bringing an old concept. I'm using what the Lord has already given us, but I'm going to make it clear to my brethren and sisters in 2018 what that means. So when it says to love the Lord your Elohim, the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and might, it is to love the Mashiach, because remember, the Lord our God, our Elohim, sent, his name is Yahusha, which is, here's the name Yahuwah, and Yahusha means Yah's salvation. So the Father sent his salvation for us, and so we must accept the Mashiach. We must accept the salvation that he sent to us. It's our salvation. And if so, that's where the faith comes in. That's one token. That's one thing. Then you also must, as it says, do unto others as you do for yourself, the golden rule, which is the law, which is the commands. So remember, faith without works is dead. You can't just believe in the Son and the Mashiach, but you don't have, you don't keep the commands. Or the other side is you just keep the commands, but you don't believe and have faith in the Mashiach, in Yahusha, the salvation of Yah. So this is why that number 2 is amazing, because it is a balancing thing where it's two parts. It takes two things. It's faith and works. It's the Mashiach and the commands. It's um, as simple as that. It's loving the Lord your God and serving your brother. That number 2 is beautiful. So that is the pathway to the kingdom. Now, can we last? It's all about endurance, right? Can you make it to the end? Can you continue in this life? It might get difficult, but when you have something that's a foundation, foundational principles, foundational understandings, blessings, I don't think it should be that difficult to continue in that. But you have to be rooted. As the parable says, some of them are not rooted properly, and so when the serpent comes and takes the blessing away from some of the people, right? And so you have to know that you're firmly rooted in the Mashiach, we're firmly rooted in the Father, Yah, firmly rooted, serving and loving his commands and understanding the commands, that those words bring life. And so that's why I just wanted to touch upon this video. It's those two things. It's beautiful. Lastly, when I read through this chapter, it's chapter 13, Matthew, Gospel of Matthew, verses 58. Here's the beautiful part. It says, "And he did not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief." Now, that verse alone is beautiful because it's a testament. It tells us if we don't have faith, right, at all, if we don't have faith, so we could be doing the law, but or following the commands, but if we don't have faith, the Most High is only going to do maybe a little bit of work, because the Most High is so beautiful. Even when you don't believe in Him, He's still doing a little bit of work. You understand me? But if you really have faith in Him and really believe in Him, the works of the Most High to me would probably be infinite. We don't even know the graces and the blessings that He has already put on our lives. We are so fragile minded. We don't even know that maybe there was a cataclysm outside of our house, but we were protected. We don't even know. People were probably plotting against us behind our backs, but it's something foiled the plan. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is gracious and beautiful to His servants and His children. And so have faith, have belief. That's what hit me today. I'm imperfect, and I realize that I've had my unbelief in certain areas. It's not that you don't have faith, but it's like you're lacking in a certain amount of faith, and that's where I have my issues. And so it popped up to me when I was reading the scripture that I have to have more faith. I have to understand this, and I do understand it now. So I just want to bless the saints, the brothers and sisters, anybody who listens to this, and I pray for myself that I have less of an unbelief and more of a firm faith. Even though he says having a faith of a mustard seed is pretty small faith, and if I don't even have that, damn, I want to have at least a mustard seed faith. And so I ask the Most High to bless um, me and keep me, and I hope that on this channel that I can do my part to bless others, and hopefully likewise the same is happening to the brothers and sisters worldwide. So this message is a message of hope, to a little bit of clarity of understanding the way, the pathway. Remember the narrowness of getting to the kingdom. So he talked about, again, I'm going to say it again, it's loving, understanding, accepting Yah's salvation. So that's where our faith comes in. And then our works come in by doing what he commanded us. So honoring the commands of the Most High Yah. That's the two things that we need to be doing in this life, that we need to fundamentally and foundationally have in our being, period. On top of anything else that you might be good at, your gifts that he might have given you. If you're good at playing sports, if you're good at creativity, if you're good at business, analytics, etc., technology, right, medical. So these are gifts that he's given us. But if we're not doing it for his purpose, we're selfish and we're being led by the adversary. Actually, we're not being honoring to the Most High Yah, and we're not following his ways. So all praises to the Most High, and I hope again, Shalom Shalom. I hope this blesses all those who listen. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on my video, and keep supporting Zenternal music. We try to do our best, again, of putting the best content that we can. Whenever we get blessed by something, I'm going to try to put it out there, such as what happened tonight. So, Salem, Salem, all praise to the Most High. Peace.